This is divine intervention. Archangel Michael is with you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, even if you don't fully understand why yet. There is a reason your spirit paused here, a reason your chest feels a little heavier or warmer as these words reach you, because this is not just content, this is divine intervention unfolding in real time, and Archangel Michael is with you right now, closer than you think, closer than you've ever felt before, and if you've been feeling watched over, protected, interrupted, redirected, or even frustrated lately, listen to this. Because none of it has been random, not the delays, not the endings, not the emotional waves that hit you out of nowhere, not the sudden memories, not the tears that came without warning. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because something massive is shifting in your life, something that was written long before this moment, and the universe needed you still long enough to hear this confirmation. Don't scroll, stay with me, because Archangel Michael wants you to know that what felt like confusion was actually preparation, what felt like silence was protection, and what felt like loss was divine removal, and listen to this carefully. Every time you were stopped from moving forward too quickly, every time a plan fell apart at the last second, every time a person walked away or didn't choose you fully, it wasn't rejection, it was rescue. And this message is for you if you've been asking God, the universe, your angels, why is this taking so long? Because the answer is this. You were being shielded from what would have broken you before you were ready, and Archangel Michael stepped in as a warrior of light to block what looked good but wasn't aligned, and to guard what is meant for you until the timing was pure. Listen to this, because right now your spiritual awakening is accelerating, whether you asked for it or not, and that's why you've been feeling different. More sensitive, more aware, more tired of things you used to tolerate, more allergic to dishonesty, more protective of your peace. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because your soul is remembering who you are, and when that happens, everything unaligned starts to feel unbearable, and that's not a breakdown, that's a breakthrough. Don't scroll, because the signs around you have been loud, even if you try to ignore them. Angel numbers like 11. 11 showing up when you're thinking about your future, 222 appearing when you question your path, 444 surrounding you when you feel unsafe or unsure. Listen to this, those are not coincidences, those are confirmations, those are Archangel Michael's way of reminding you that you are protected, surrounded, and guided, even when you feel alone, even when no one else sees the battle you've been fighting quietly. This message is for you if you've been strong for everyone else but secretly exhausted, if you've smiled while carrying fear, if you've kept going when you wanted to stop, because Archangel Michael sees the weight you've been carrying, and he wants you to know that help has already been dispatched, not someday, not later, but now. And you're going to start feeling it soon in subtle ways first, lighter mornings, deeper sleep, sudden clarity, unexpected peace. Listen to this, because the universe is rearranging things behind the scenes, and what's leaving your life right now is making room for what can finally stay, and yes, this message is also touching your heart when it comes to love, because if you've been thinking about a soulmate, a divine counterpart, or a connection that feels unfinished, Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. What is meant for you will not miss you, and what missed you was never meant to stay, and if someone walked away, pulled back, or couldn't meet you at your depth, it wasn't because you were too much, it's because they weren't ready. And listen to this. Your soulmate connection is protected at a level you can't see, which is why anything unhealthy was blocked, delayed, or dissolved, because the love meant for you will feel safe, calm, and undeniable, not confusing, not anxiety-driven, not one-sided. Don't scroll, stay with this energy, because your heart needs this right now. Archangel Michael is actively cutting cords that have been draining you, cords of guilt, fear, obligation, and old promises you outgrew, and that's why you may have felt emotional release lately, like crying for no clear reason or suddenly feeling done with certain people or situations. Listen to this, that's not you becoming cold, that's you becoming clear. This message is for you if you felt called to be alone more often, to reflect, to pull your energy back, because your intuition is sharpening, your discernment is strengthening, and you're entering a phase where you can no longer ignore what your soul is telling you. And here's where the shift happens. Don't scroll, because something is about to move suddenly, something you've been waiting on without even realizing it, a message, an opportunity, a meeting, a realization that snaps everything into focus, and when it comes, you'll feel it in your body first, not anxiety, not fear, but a deep calm, a quiet knowing, like, this is it, and listen to this, that's how you'll know Archangel Michael was guiding it all along. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because your life is not falling apart, it's falling into alignment, and even the painful chapters were part of the protection plan, even the loneliness was shaping your strength, even the waiting was building your capacity to receive what's next. Don't scroll, because the universe is asking you to trust what you're feeling right now, to trust that inner pull, that sense that something big is coming, because it is, and it's closer than you think, and Archangel Michael is standing guard at the threshold of your next chapter, making sure only what's divinely aligned can cross over with you. This is divine intervention, this is confirmation, and this is only part 1 of what's being revealed to you now, *** part 2. The protection is lifting, the blessing is moving ***. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, especially if you've been feeling like something is building beneath the surface, like the air before a storm, but instead of fear there's a strange calm, a quiet anticipation you can't explain. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is still with you, still speaking, still guarding the next steps of your life, and part 2 of this revelation is where things begin to make sense in a way they never have before, because what was once blocked is now beginning to open, what was once delayed is now moving, and what was once hidden is starting to reveal itself, piece by piece, sign by sign. This message is for you if you've noticed your intuition getting louder, if you've started trusting your gut without needing proof, if you felt pulled away from noise and closer to truth, because that's not accidental, that's alignment, and don't scroll, because the universe is responding to the work you did in silence, the healing you chose when no one clapped, the strength you showed when quitting would have been easier. Listen to this. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the protection that once held things back is now shifting into propulsion, meaning what couldn't reach you before can now find you safely, and that's why you may feel restless lately, like your soul is pacing, like something is about to change and you need to be ready, and your heart needs this right now, because readiness doesn't mean perfection, it means openness, and you are more open than you realize. Don't scroll, because the signs around you are intensifying, songs playing at the exact right moment, repeated names, symbols, dreams that feel real, angel numbers stacking up in sequences instead of singles. And listen to this, when you see 555, it's not a warning, it's a green light. When you see 777, it's confirmation you're on the right path, and when you keep seeing 111, it's a reminder that your thoughts are manifesting quickly now, so be gentle with yourself and intentional with your focus. This message is for you if your emotions have been fluctuating wildly, one moment hopeful, the next overwhelmed, because emotional turbulence often comes right before a breakthrough, and Archangel Michael is steadying you through it, keeping you grounded while the universe rearranges the outer world to match your inner growth. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because love is also shifting in this chapter, and whether you're single, healing, or questioning a current connection, the message is the same. You are no longer available for half-love, mixed signals, or karmic cycles disguised as passion, and your heart needs this right now, because the soulmate energy around you is not chaotic, it's calm, not loud, it's reassuring, and that's why past connections had to fall away, because they trained you to recognize peace as attraction instead of drama. Listen to this, because if someone from the past has been popping into your mind lately, it's not always a sign they're coming back, sometimes it's a sign you're finally releasing the lesson, and Archangel Michael is helping you close loops that once kept your energy tied to what couldn't grow with you. Don't scroll, because what's coming next will require clarity, not confusion, courage, not fear, and that's why your tolerance for nonsense has dropped so suddenly, why your boundaries feel stronger, why no comes easier now, because you're being prepared to receive something that requires you to stand firmly in your worth. This message is for you if you felt guided to clean, declutter, unfollow, detach, or simplify your life, because you're creating energetic space, and the universe fills space quickly when it's intentional. Listen to this. There is a conversation you haven't had yet, a door you haven't opened yet, a decision you haven't made yet, and it's not being rushed because timing matters, but when it happens, it will feel divinely timed, like everything led to that moment, and you'll look back and understand why things unfolded the way they did. Don't scroll, because Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not behind, you are not late, you are not missing out, you are exactly where you need to be for what's aligning now, and your heart needs this right now, because comparison has been stealing your peace, and it's time to release the illusion that everyone else has it figured out, because they don't, they're just on different timelines. Listen to this, because the next phase of your life will ask you to trust what you feel over what you see, to move when it feels right even if logic hesitates, and that's scary, but it's also where miracles live, and Archangel Michael doesn't walk ahead of you to test you, he walks ahead of you to clear the path. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the next sign you receive after this message will be undeniable, and it may come in a small form, but the feeling it gives you will be big, and when it happens, remember this moment, remember that you were told to trust, to stay open, to stay ready, because this is divine intervention continuing to unfold, and what's next is closer than it's ever been. *** Part 3. The moment everything turns in your favor. ***. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if you've been sensing that you're standing at the edge of something new without fully seeing it yet, like the universe is holding its breath along with you. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is still present, still guarding, still guiding, and part 3 of this message is where the deeper truth begins to land in your spirit, not just as hope, but as knowing, because the season you are stepping into is not about survival anymore, it's about receiving, and that shift alone can feel uncomfortable when you've been strong for so long. Don't scroll, because if you've felt oddly emotional lately, crying over small things, feeling waves of gratitude mixed with grief, or suddenly remembering old versions of yourself, you're not regressing, you're releasing, and Archangel Michael wants you to know that emotional purging happens right before destiny-level blessings arrive, because your heart must be light enough to hold what's coming. This message is for you if you've been questioning whether all the inner work was worth it, whether the loneliness, the discipline, the healing, the waiting actually mattered, and listen to this carefully. It did, more than you know, because the universe doesn't reward noise, it rewards alignment, and you chose alignment even when no one saw you choosing it. Don't scroll, stay with this, because the signs around you are becoming more personal now. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because love is also shifting in this chapter, and whether you're single, healing, or questioning a current connection, the message is the same. You are no longer available for half-love, mixed signals, or karmic cycles disguised as passion, and your heart needs this right now, because the soulmate energy around you is not chaotic, it's calm, not loud, it's reassuring, and that's why past connections had to fall away, because they trained you to recognize peace as attraction instead of drama. Listen to this, because if someone from the past has been popping into your mind lately, it's not always a sign they're coming back. Archangel Michael is actively cutting cords that have been draining you, cords of guilt, fear, obligation, and old promises you outgrew, and that's why you may have felt emotional release lately, like crying for no clear reason or suddenly feeling done with certain people or situations. Listen to this. That's not you becoming cold, that's you becoming clear. This message is for you if you felt called to be alone more often, to reflect, to pull your energy back, because your intuition is sharpening, your discernment is strengthening, and you're entering a phase where you can no longer ignore what your soul is telling you. And here's where the shift happens. Don't scroll, because something is about to move suddenly, something you've been waiting on without even realizing it, a message, an opportunity, a meeting, a realization that snaps everything into focus, and when it comes, you'll feel it in your body first, not anxiety, not fear, but a deep calm, a quiet knowing, like, this is it, and listen to this, that's how you'll know Archangel Michael was guiding it all along. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because your life is not falling apart, it's falling into alignment, and even the painful chapters were part of the protection plan, even the loneliness was shaping your strength, even the waiting was building your capacity to receive what's next. Don't scroll, because sometimes it's a sign you're finally releasing the lesson, and Archangel Michael is helping you close loops that once kept your energy tied to what couldn't grow with you. Don't scroll, because what's coming next will require clarity, not confusion, courage, not fear, and that's why your tolerance for nonsense has dropped so suddenly, why your boundaries feel stronger, why no comes easier now, because you're being prepared to receive something that requires you to stand firmly in your worth. This message is for you if you felt guided to clean, declutter, unfollow, detach, or simplify your life, because you're creating energetic space, and the universe fills space quickly when it's intentional. Listen to this. There is a conversation you haven't had yet, a door you haven't opened yet, a decision you haven't made yet, and it's not being rushed because timing matters, but when it happens, it will feel divinely timed, like everything led to that moment, and you'll look back and understand why things unfolded the way they did. Don't scroll, because Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not behind, you are not late, you are not missing out, you are exactly where you need to be for what's aligning now, and your heart needs this right now, because comparison has been stealing your peace, and it's time to release the illusion that everyone else has it figured out, because they don't, they're just on different timelines. Listen to this, because the next phase of your life will ask you to trust what you feel, less generic, more specific, like the universe is whispering instead of shouting, sending messages through dreams that linger when you wake up, through sudden urges to go certain places or reach out to certain people, through repeated thoughts that won't leave you alone. And listen to this, those nudges are not random, they are guidance in motion, and Archangel Michael is asking you to follow them gently. Not forcefully, because force belongs to fear and flow belongs to faith. This message is for you if you've been seeing angel numbers paired together, like 1111 followed by 333, or 222 showing up after moments of doubt, because that's confirmation that you are supported while you transition, and your heart needs this right now, because uncertainty does not mean danger, it means expansion. Don't scroll, because love is coming back into focus in this part of the message, not just romantic love, but self-love, soul love, purpose love, and if you felt your standards rise recently, if you felt unwilling to chase, beg, or over-explain anymore, that's because your energy is maturing, and Archangel Michael is removing the desire for what would cost you your peace, which is why the thought of settling now feels unbearable. Listen to this, because if you are connected to a soulmate, whether you've met them, lost them, or haven't crossed paths yet, the bond is being recalibrated right now, and that can show up as distance before reunion, silence before communication, or internal clarity before external movement. And this message is for you if you've been torn between missing someone and knowing you deserve better, because both can be true, and clarity is on the way. Don't scroll. Stay present, because what's unfolding next is subtle but powerful, and it may not arrive with fireworks, but with peace, and when it does, you'll realize that peace was the sign you were always asking for. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is also stepping in to strengthen your voice, and that's why you may feel called to speak your truth more boldly, to stop shrinking, to stop editing yourself for comfort, and that doesn't mean conflict is coming, it means authenticity is replacing fear, and the people meant to walk with you will recognize you more clearly now. This message is for you if you felt disconnected from old goals, old dreams, old definitions of success, because your purpose is refining itself, and what once motivated you no longer fits the person you're becoming, and that's okay, because evolution requires release. Don't scroll, because the universe is about to test your trust in a small way before delivering something big, and that test may look like patience, restraint, or choosing intuition over impulse, and your heart needs this right now, because passing this moment with grace opens the door you've been praying in front of. Listen to this carefully. What's about to turn in your favor will feel natural, not forced, obvious, not confusing, and when it happens, you'll realize that all the signs, all the waiting, all the healing led you exactly here. Don't scroll, hold this truth close, because this is divine intervention still unfolding, and you are closer than you've ever been to the life your soul has been quietly preparing for. Part 4, the door you thought was closed is about to open. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if you've been feeling like you're standing in the hallway between chapters, unsure which door will open next but sensing that something is about to change. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is still here, still moving pieces you can't see, still standing guard over the moment you're about to step into, and part 4 of this revelation is where the past finally loosens its grip and the future starts reaching for you, not as a dream, but as a decision. Don't scroll, because if you've been revisiting old memories lately, faces you haven't thought about in years, conversations that suddenly make sense now, moments where you realize how far you've come, that's not nostalgia, that's closure, and Archangel Michael is helping you collect the wisdom without carrying the weight, so you can move forward lighter than you've ever been. This message is for you if you felt a strange mix of courage and fear at the same time, because courage doesn't come after fear disappears, it arrives while fear is still whispering, and your heart needs this right now to understand that feeling unsure does not mean you're unready, it means you're human stepping into something meaningful. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the universe is responding to your consistency, not your perfection, and all the days you showed up tired, all the nights you chose growth over comfort, all the times you didn't react the old way, those moments stacked quietly until they created momentum, and listen to this, momentum feels like pressure before it feels like freedom. This message is for you if you've been sensing that certain people can no longer come with you, even if you still love them, because love doesn't always mean alignment, and Archangel Michael is protecting you from carrying emotional weight that would slow your next chapter, not by hardening your heart, but by strengthening your discernment. Don't scroll, because love is being rewritten for you now, and if you've been disappointed before, it wasn't to make you bitter, it was to make you clear, and your heart needs this right now to hear that the love meant for you will not require you to abandon yourself, chase reassurance, or explain your worth. It will recognize you immediately. Listen to this, because soulmate energy is not rushing you, it's meeting you where you are, and if you felt pulled to focus on yourself instead of searching, that's because alignment attracts without effort, and Archangel Michael is making sure the connection that finds you is clean, mutual, and grounded. Don't scroll. Stay present, because the signs from the universe are about to shift from numbers to experiences, from symbols to results, and you may notice doors opening that once felt impossible, conversations flowing that once felt forced, opportunities appearing where there was nothing before. And listen to this, when things begin to feel easier, don't question it, receive it, because ease is not laziness, it's alignment. This message is for you if you've been doubting whether you deserve good things without struggle, because your heart needs this right now to know that struggle was a chapter, not your identity. Don't scroll, because Archangel Michael is also reminding you that your voice matters in this next phase, and that means you may be called to speak up, set a boundary, or finally say what you've been holding back, and while that may feel uncomfortable, it will feel freeing, because truth spoken from alignment never costs you what's meant to stay. Listen to this carefully. There is a moment coming where you'll have to choose between the familiar and the aligned, and the familiar may feel safe, but the aligned will feel alive, and your heart needs this right now to trust that aliveness is the signal you've been asking for. Don't scroll, stay with this energy, because the universe is not testing you to see if you'll fail, it's inviting you to see if you'll trust, and Archangel Michael is not pushing you, he's protecting the leap you're about to take. This message is for you because you are closer than you realize, closer to clarity, closer to connection, closer to the life that matches the growth you've already done, and when the door opens, and it will, you'll look back at this moment and understand why you had to pause here, why you had to hear this, and why divine intervention doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet knowing that says, now, it's time. Part 5. The confirmation you've been waiting for is arriving. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if you've been feeling like you're on the edge of understanding something big but haven't had the final confirmation yet. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is still with you, still steady, still protecting what's unfolding, and part 5 of this message is about reassurance, the kind that doesn't come from outside validation but from a deep inner knowing that settles into your bones and says, I'm safe to move forward now, and if you've been craving that feeling, this message is for you. Don't scroll, because you didn't come this far by accident, and the universe doesn't bring clarity without purpose, and lately you may have noticed that your reactions are changing, that things which once triggered you now barely register, that you're responding instead of reacting, and listen to this, that's proof of growth, that's proof that Archangel Michael has been standing between you and what once drained you, teaching you how to choose peace without guilt. This message is for you if you've been wondering whether you can trust what you're feeling, because your heart needs this right now to hear that intuition becomes clearer after hardship, not before it, and everything you survived sharpened your discernment, not hardened your heart. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the universe is beginning to mirror your inner alignment on the outside now, and you may notice people treating you differently, opportunities responding to you faster, conversations flowing more easily, and listen to this, that's not luck, that's resonance, because when you shift internally, reality has no choice but to adjust. This message is for you if you've been seeing signs that feel almost too specific to ignore. Names repeating, symbols showing up in unexpected places, dreams that feel instructional rather than random, and your heart needs this right now to understand that guidance evolves as you do, becoming more precise as you become more aligned. Don't scroll, because love is also receiving confirmation in this phase, and whether that means clarity about someone you've been questioning or peace about releasing what no longer fits, Archangel Michael wants you to know that confusion is leaving your love life, and what replaces it will feel grounded, mutual, and emotionally safe, not intoxicating in a way that drains you but nourishing in a way that strengthens you. Listen to this, because if you've been healing from disappointment, betrayal, or unreciprocated effort, that chapter did not disqualify you from real love, it qualified you to recognize it, and this message is for you if you're finally realizing that wanting depth is not asking for too much, it's asking for alignment. Don't scroll. Stay present, because your soulmate connection, whether imminent or already circling your life, is responding to the work you've done on yourself, and that's why timing matters so much, because two healed energies meet differently than two wounded ones, and Archangel Michael is protecting that meeting from happening too soon. This message is for you if you felt guided to slow down lately, to rest more, to say no without explanation, because rest is not stagnation, it's integration, and your heart needs this right now to trust that pauses can be productive when guided. Don't scroll, because there is a moment coming where something clicks so clearly that doubt won't survive it, and that moment may come through a conversation, a realization, or an unexpected green light, but when it arrives, your body will recognize it before your mind does, and listen to this, that recognition is divine confirmation. This message is for you if you've been worried about making the wrong move, because Archangel Michael doesn't remove fear by eliminating choice, he removes fear by strengthening trust, and you are more capable of choosing wisely now than you've ever been. Don't scroll. Stay with this energy, because the universe is responding to your readiness with gentleness, not chaos, and the next steps will feel surprisingly calm, almost quiet, and your heart needs this right now to understand that calm is not the absence of progress, it's the presence of alignment. Listen to this carefully. What's unfolding now is meant to last, which is why it's being built slowly, intentionally, and with protection around it, and when you look back at this season, you'll realize that this was the moment you stopped bracing for impact and started trusting for arrival. Don't scroll, because this is divine intervention continuing its work, and you are not waiting for confirmation anymore, you are becoming it. Final part, this is where everything makes sense. Extended final continuation. Stay until the very end, this is for you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're still here, that alone is confirmation, and this message is for you. And your heart needs this right now in a way you may not even be able to explain, because souls recognize truth before the mind does, and Archangel Michael is still present, still steady, still holding space as this final layer unfolds, and what's being revealed now is deeper than reassurance, it's remembrance. Listen to this carefully, because the universe is not asking you to become someone new, it's inviting you back to who you were before fear, disappointment, and survival mode taught you to shrink, and if you felt lately like you're peeling back layers, like old identities no longer fit, like you're tired of pretending you're okay when you're actually transforming, that's because this is the phase where the mask dissolves and the truth remains. Don't scroll, because the stillness you've been craving is not emptiness, it's alignment settling in, and your heart needs this right now to understand that quiet does not mean nothing is happening, it means everything important is happening beneath the surface, where roots grow before anything blooms. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael wants you to release the belief that struggle is proof of worthiness, that pain is required for growth, that love must hurt to be real, because that belief was formed in a season you've already outgrown, and the life opening now will not demand suffering as currency, it will respond to honesty, self-respect, and trust. This message is for you if you felt guilt for wanting peace, if part of you wondered whether choosing ease meant you were giving up or settling, and your heart needs this right now to hear clearly that peace is not settling, it's arriving, and arriving takes courage when chaos has been familiar. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the universe is rewiring how you receive, and that can feel strange at first, like learning to rest after years of bracing for impact, and you may notice moments where you wait for something to go wrong even when things feel good, and listen to this, that's not intuition, that's old conditioning leaving your body, and Archangel Michael is gently reminding you that you are safe now in ways you weren't before. This message is for you if your dreams have been vivid, symbolic, or emotional lately, because your subconscious is integrating lessons faster than your conscious mind can keep up with, and the messages you receive in dreams are often confirmations that your waking life is catching up to your soul's timeline. Don't scroll, because love is continuing to rearrange itself around you, even if it hasn't shown its full form yet, and whether you are healing from a past connection, standing in uncertainty with someone current, or open to meeting someone new, the theme is the same. You are no longer meant to chase love, you are meant to recognize it, and recognition feels calm, mutual, and grounded, not urgent or destabilizing. Listen to this, because if you've been questioning why certain connections faded without closure, why conversations ended without explanation, why people couldn't meet you where you stood, it's because Archangel Michael closed those doors quietly to prevent you from questioning your worth loudly, and your heart needs this right now to stop replaying endings that were never meant to be permanent residents in your mind. Don't scroll. Stay present, because the version of you that emerges from this season will not beg, overextend, or abandon themselves for belonging, and that's not because you've hardened, it's because you've healed, and healed energy does not negotiate its value. Listen to this carefully. There is a recalibration happening in how you give and receive, and you may notice that you no longer feel obligated to explain your boundaries, justify your needs, or stay where you feel unseen, and Archangel Michael is strengthening that inner authority, not to isolate you, but to protect what's sacred in you. This message is for you if you felt a pull towards simplicity, authenticity, and truth, because complexity often comes from misalignment, and the next chapter of your life will feel cleaner, clearer, and more intentional, even when it's challenging. Don't scroll, because the universe is also healing your relationship with time, and your heart needs this right now to stop measuring progress by comparison, deadlines, or other people's milestones, because your timeline is custom designed, and nothing meaningful about your life is late, delayed, or behind schedule. Listen to this. Some of the greatest blessings arrive quietly, not as explosions, but as consistency, stability, and trust, and when those arrive, you'll realize that what you were really praying for wasn't excitement, it was safety, and safety is what allows love, creativity, and purpose to finally breathe. Don't scroll, stay until the very end, because this part matters most. Archangel Michael is reminding you that divine intervention doesn't always look like rescue from disaster, sometimes it looks like prevention, redirection, or inner clarity that saves you from repeating cycles you once thought were fate, and your heart needs this right now to trust the. Don't scroll. Stay right here, because this is the moment your heart has been waiting for, and this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if you've made it this far without fully knowing why but feeling pulled to listen until the very end, because divine messages don't rush and destiny doesn't interrupt itself, it reveals itself when you're ready to receive it. Listen to this, because Archangel Michael is with you in this exact moment, not behind you, not ahead of you, but beside you, and the final truth being revealed now is this: you were never lost, you were being led, even when the path felt dark, even when the map disappeared, even when you thought you took a wrong turn, because what felt like wandering was actually refinement, and what felt like delay was alignment catching up to your courage. Don't scroll, because the reason your soul feels calmer right now is because this message is landing where it was meant to land, and your heart needs this right now to finally release the tension it's been holding, the tension of, when, and how, and did I miss it? Listen to this carefully, you didn't miss anything, nothing meant for you passed you by, nothing destined for you was stolen, delayed beyond repair, or given to someone else, because what is divinely assigned does not get reassigned, it waits, and Archangel Michael waited with you through every moment you thought you were alone. This message is for you if you're realizing now that the pain changed you but didn't break you, that the loneliness taught you discernment, that the silence taught you how to hear your intuition, and that the endings taught you how to choose yourself without guilt, because all of that was preparation, not punishment. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because this is the moment where the universe asks you to soften your grip on fear and open your hands to receive, and your heart needs this right now because receiving can feel scarier than surviving when you've been strong for so long, but strength doesn't disappear when you receive, it transforms into peace. Listen to this, because love is no longer something you have to chase or prove yourself worthy of, and whether your soulmate enters your life tomorrow, next month, or has already crossed your path quietly, the connection will feel different than anything before, steady, safe, mutual, and you'll recognize it not by intensity but by ease, not by anxiety but by calm, and Archangel Michael has protected this love fiercely, which is why nothing unstable could stay. Don't scroll, because the signs you've been seeing were breadcrumbs leading you here, to this understanding, to this exhale, and angel numbers weren't just reassurance, they were reminders that you are synchronized with divine timing, that your thoughts are heard, that your prayers didn't vanish into silence, and listen to this, some answers arrive as peace instead of words, and peace is what's settling into you now. This message is for you if you're finally ready to stop looking over your shoulder at the past, because the past no longer has authority over who you're becoming, and your heart needs this right now to accept that closure doesn't always come from conversations or apologies, sometimes it comes from clarity, and clarity is what you're receiving now. Don't scroll. Stay with this energy, because the final blessing of this message is awareness, the awareness that you are protected moving forward, that obstacles will still exist but they won't own you, that challenges may arise but they won't confuse you, because your intuition is awake and your discernment is sharp, and Archangel Michael will continue to intervene when necessary, sometimes loudly, sometimes quietly, but always in your favor. Listen to this carefully. There will come a moment after this message ends when something small but meaningful happens, a thought, a sign, a calm realization, and that will be your personal confirmation that this message was real, that it was meant for you, and that you heard it at exactly the right time. Don't scroll away from your own knowing, because the next chapter of your life doesn't need you to be fearless, it needs you to be trusting, it needs you to be open, it needs you to believe that ease can coexist with purpose, and your heart needs this right now to finally believe that good things don't always announce themselves with chaos, sometimes they arrive quietly and stay. Listen to this. This is not the end of the story, this is the moment the story changes tone, where survival gives way to stability, where confusion gives way to clarity, where waiting gives way to movement, and Archangel Michael stands as witness to that transition. Don't scroll, breathe this in, because if you watched until the end, it's because your soul recognized truth, and truth always feels like relief. And as this message closes, remember this one thing and carry it with you. You are guided, you are protected, you are aligned, and what's coming next will meet you where you are and walk with you, not away from you. This was divine intervention, and this is just the beginning.